Hi, hello. My name is Alushan, and this is a tutorial for learning how to play whistle. First, I'm gonna review two whistles. These are generation whistles, and this is not a sponsored message. Um, I have bought these whistles to learn how to play. You can see one is shorter and one is longer. One is shorter, one is longer. And why is this? Because this one that is shorter is in C, and this one which is longer is uh, in B flat. You see, there is a logo here. So okay, so one is nickel and one is brass. And first, when I bought the whistles, I felt a smell. The one of brass has a little bit of very uh, smell, but after a while I get used to it, and there is no problem. Mm, it's gonna have a patina. It's gonna oxidate a little bit, and maybe have some weird colors here and there. You see a bit of weird color, but that doesn't impair the playing. It has a soft sound, and this I like the sound of this, but this whistle is not perfect, and I'm gonna point out the defects. uh, this whistle is better. It's a C, and I don't have a D whistle. Generation D whistle is more standard. um, Generation whistles are coming in many variations, but the longest one that I found is this B flat. Okay, so I recommend for beginners the C whistle or the D whistle. B flat whistle is for more advanced players, and it requires larger hands. Okay, let me show you how it plays and the difference between them. This one without pressing any hole. You see, I didn't press any holes. If you don't press any holes, then you just make a one sound. And when you play whistle, you use your tongue softly, gently. Apply the tongue on top of your mouth like this. T, 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 two, 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 two. And not like this. Lu, 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 lu. No, you don't have enough cadence. So if you want to keep the cadence or the rhythm, you do it like this. If you learn how to do this first, then later you can also play the notes. Okay, so I'm gonna use the C whistle to play the scale uh, like this. And I'm a beginner on whistle. I have started this year to play one day, 2 days per week. Um, and I had some experience with the recorder. And the whistle, it's more simple than a recorder because it doesn't have so many holes. It has only 6 holes, right? If you count this hole here, uh, it's the bore hole is another hole that is 7, and here is a small hole here that's you don't cover, and this one is the 9 holes. So in total you have 9 holes, but only you have 6 plus 2, 8 holes. So 6 plus 2, you have 8 holes, but only 6 holes you cover. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is sometimes on the whistle you cover only half of hole. So let me cover all the holes, right? And then cover only half of hole. And that is sharp. So if I want to play C sharp, I do this. You see, so C sharp is also D flat, so D bemol. So okay, so there is another technique to get a bemol by using cross fingering. For example, if you want to play you see, if I press 2 holes here, then I have cross fingering, you see. Or this. Half holing. That's the secret of the whistle. So, can you play in other accord than the whistle is tuned? Yes, but it's a little bit awkward. The more natural is to play in the tune that play a tune in the accord that the whistle is made of. So you can play C tunes. If you want to play a D tune, then you better have 2 whistles and change the whistle. Because in music, when you play a tune, usually you do not change the accord you playing in. You play either all the song in D, either you play all the song in C, or another key. The D whistle is most popular, and now I'm going to show you this whistle, which is a B flat whistle and B flat major. And you see I have some difficulties with this whistle, and because I think it's a little bit defect, not exactly know why they have done this, but there is a calculation that you have to do, and the calculation may be more or less precise, and you cut the whistles of different length, and then you make the holes, and then if the whistle is not tuned, you make the hole a little bit larger. So what I have to comment about this particular whistle, this whistle is cylindrical shape, is not conical, and because of this the last hole here is large, and this one too. So there are 2 large holes and then very small one, you see, and they are not equally distanced, okay? But because they are not equal distance, you have to make this distance between the fingers larger, and my hand is a little bit numb, because I was sick of COVID. And what is happening is that position of the fingers do not match the whistle very well. So I have an awkward position that I have to play for the last note here, and that's why it does not always play. The sound is mellow, and I like the sound very much. But they could have done it better here. How? This hole here supposed to be a little bit lower and a little bit larger, because if you get the hole lower in the lower position, then it's gonna play lower, right? So you can make the hole larger, and the distance between the finger from here to here doesn't matter. So you can put the fingers a little bit lower. So if they would make the holes in proper position, I could play. So then the second hole also lower and smaller, because this one is too large and is not in the proper position, so it has to be lower. And you see the holes are not on straight line. It's not supposed to be on straight line. Even they are. In this particular whistle, they're in straight line, but it's not supposed to be like that. It has to supposed to be a little bit off so that you can play more comfortable. But they didn't bother about that. And especially because this is a tiny bore, so it's a tiny bore. There are other instruments with larger bore. So if you have a larger bore instrument, then you can play with the position of the holes as a designer. And I think the larger bore whistles are playing louder, and that's nice, and have a little bit different sound. But this one is a normal bore, or this is pen whistle. So it's a nice whistle, nice try, but I find it difficult to play. So can you play fast on this instrument? Yes, but not particular this one. And you need to have good fingering. So let's try the same tune on the C instrument. You see, this instrument has equal distance between the holes, and when you select a whistle, you have to watch for the hole size and the distance between the holes, because I have you see in the picture the holes, right? So indeed this hole is a bit smaller, but not such a difference between this hole and this hole, right? So you see this hole is the biggest hole, and almost the same with this one. Okay, so the holes are in straight line, and this is a concern, but not so much of difference, because the holes are equal distanced. There's another grip that you can use. It's called Piper grip, but not on this whistle. So the Piper grip is like this, you see, and when you use the Piper grip, you need larger holes, not this whistle, right? The low whistles are longer, and the bore is wider. So because it's wider, then the position of the holes here can be not in straight line, can be a little bit off, to follow your fingering. And you see the fingers are not equal. The fingers are not equal, right? So they have to be like this. So if the fingers are not equal, how you play? So there is a question why you have to use your little finger. Your little finger is just for support, like for one note. That's sometimes you have to use your little finger. Otherwise, you don't have to. You see? So when you play the notes, you just go along one hole at a time, like this. And when you change the octave, you have to blow a little bit harder and leave this hole open. And then cover it again. And this is all I know. Okay. Thank you for watching. This was a tutorial for learning how to play C whistle, and I have pointed out the defects on this B flat whistle. By the way, this whistle was $2 cheaper, and probably it is because it's not so popular, because people don't buy it because it has a defect. Well, I think it's a defect, but that's arguable, right? Because if you play a lot, you may get used to it, and that's gonna be fine. Thank you for watching. That was my tutorial. I advise you to try other instruments like recorder, because recorder is superior instrument. It has more holes, and it's a chromatic instrument, right? This whistle category is not a chromatic instrument, it's a diatonic instrument. So that means you can play only one accord. That's all I have to say. Bye. Enjoy music.